Hi, this is an update video to my Lee APP press video that I uploaded not too long ago. First off, you can see the difference in the shaft heights, and if you watch in this video here, how it is coming up. What happened is it let loose from the bottom, so anybody getting one of these new, you might want to check these screws and just help yourself out and put some Loctite on those right from the get-go. Second thing I did here was kind of ground down this piece to help go underneath the next case that's in the feeder better, and that has helped a lot, and I've had a lot less jams. This is a picture of the bottom side of the press where the screw that holds the guide for the case carrier is at. If you're having some issues with that being too tight and sticking, you can loosen that screw just a touch and just back it back in a little bit, and that made a world of a difference for me. That was recommended by Lee when I was having issues. This is really the kind of the focus of what the video was supposed to be about. I had a couple people request a video showing how I integrated my Dillon case feeder with my Lee APP press. So this kind of shows you what I was doing. So that was just removing the factory tube from the Dillon, and that, what you're looking at right there, is two different stages of 3/4 inch painter's tape to get the right diameter so that it worked well with those fittings. These are just the tools that I used to ream that out so the cases could freely flow in there with a little bit of taper. As you can see, the RCBS tool that's on the lower side has a steeper taper to it. This is what you avoid by doing that work. This was actually even after I did that, and I had to go back in and smooth it out a little more. On the bottom side, I went ahead and took a little drum for my Dremel tool to grind that out so that it would fit perfectly inside there. And by the way, I used about a 30-inch piece of the blue PEX pipe that you can get from any hardware store or plumbing shop. I believe it's 1/2 inch, and I just went ahead and measured this so you can see and compare what my actual measurements were when this was finished. The way I have my presses set up on the T-tracks so I can move them further or closer to one another also helps with getting the feed tube fine-tuned for the size of case I'm feeding from it. If I'm doing a taller case or a smaller one, I can move it back and forth. The actual distance between the output of the Dillon and the input of the APP is right about 14 inches. And for a frame of reference on the Dillon, it's about 37.5 inches from the top to the input or output of that case feeder, and from the top to the input of the APP is 12 inches. This was a tip I got from Brad Blantz on the Reloading Podcast Facebook group. I have successfully fed cases from 5.56, 9mm, 380, 40 S&W, 38 Special, and 357. And I will say it's best not to let the whole tube load up, but to keep moving. If you're going to stop for a little bit, I would suggest stopping the case feeder and just trying to do as much of it while it's feeding it, because sometimes the weight can become too much, gives too much pressure on the sliding mechanism on the APP press. Thanks for watching. I hope this is the information you guys were looking for as far as the case feeder goes. If anybody has any cool tips or tricks with their APP or has any questions about how I've used mine, feel free to ask in the comments. Thanks.